Welcome to Carry On with Carrie Fitz. I'm Carrie Fitz in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I am the owner-broker of Carrie Fitz Real Estate, and our tagline is a house that fits. So we're going to talk about any hot topics in real estate. We are going to talk about some education, not just specific to Tuscaloosa or Alabama, but just real estate in general. We'll bring some guests in to talk about their experiences in the industry so that we can bring their expertise and get another voice on this podcast. And we can't wait to get started. In this episode, we're going to talk about me. I am the owner-broker, as I've already said, of Carrie Fitz Real Estate. I moved to Tuscaloosa in November of 1988. I was a television reporter up until that time and had a job in Columbus, Mississippi to be a television reporter and weekend anchor there. When I discovered I was pregnant with my first daughter, I decided that I didn't want to put her in daycare. I wanted to do something to keep her with me. So what I did was I opened a restaurant. If I had known the fail rate of restaurants, I probably wouldn't have done it. But, God takes care of dummies. And so I ended up opening this restaurant. It was very successful. I ran that restaurant for about 15 years. My second daughter also came to work with me from the time that she was born, about 2 weeks old. And the restaurant business was great. People always ask me, "Oh, I bet you're glad you're not doing that anymore. It was such hard work." But the restaurant business for me was very satisfying. Yes, it's a lot of hard work. Absolutely is. But it's the only job I've ever had where every day somebody tells you you're doing a good job. They liked what they had for lunch or whatever it was. And I still get people that refer to that restaurant and tell me their favorite thing on the menu and that they wish that it was still there. So, I really loved the restaurant business. I don't know that I would do it again, but who knows? Maybe someday. After the restaurant business, I did a number of different things, one of which was Kentuck. I was the executive director from March or April until November of, I think it was 2009. That was a great experience. I loved doing Kentuck. When I got there, I had a co-director with me, and Kentuck didn't have enough money to buy a stamp. And by the time we left, they were doing great, had about 80 grand in the bank. It was a lot of fun. It was very rewarding. I got to know a nonprofit and the volunteers that work with that nonprofit who are dedicated to that organization. And Kentuck is a great organization. If you've never been there, you really need to do it. It's in October. It's a great way to spend a weekend. It's from 9 to 5, Saturday and Sunday. After Kentuck, I opened another restaurant. It was called Fifth and Main. It was in downtown Northport. While I was at Kentuck, they asked me to come over and look at it. And I said, "No, I don't really want to do another restaurant." And they were like, "Just come and look." And I went in there and I had a vision of what it was going to look like and what I was going to do. And so I did that for a couple of years and loved it. And then sold that. And then I started flipping houses. I did, I think, 3 in Connecticut. I had a daughter in college there. I did a lot of them in Birmingham, a lot of them around Crestview, Crestline, kind of the outskirts of Mountain Brook. Loved doing that. And one day I was coming back from Birmingham, and I got a call from a realtor that I had used a few times. And she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm coming back from Birmingham on the road." And she said, "What are you doing in Birmingham? Shopping?" I'm not much of a shopper, so that was a hard no. But I said, "No, I was flipping a house and I'll head back to town." And she said, "Girl, you've got to get your real estate license." And I said, "I don't want to sell real estate." And she said, "No, just for tax purposes and that sort of thing." And so I thought, well, I guess if I get my license, tax benefit would be good. Also, I can know what's coming on the market first for myself. So I thought that sounded good. There was no real tax benefit in it, I will say, but I did learn the business. So I had a broker approach me and he said, I want to hold your license. And at that time, I was still taking the class. I had no idea what that meant. But I said, okay. So as soon as I got my license, he said, I've got a desk for you. I said, oh, I'm not going to sell real estate. I just got it to help with my flips and my own stuff, whatever I was going to do. I'm not going to sell for anybody else. And he said, well, you've got a desk here. So this was in the spring. I got my license in, like I said, either March or April. And I said, we had spring break. I still had kids in school. We did summer. Then when all the kids started back in school in August, I thought, I think I'll go to the office and see what's going on. So they showed me where my desk was, and I sat there and paid a couple of bills. I was like, I've got things to do. I can't sit here. But then I decided I'm going to go in every day. And so I showed up. I dropped kids off at school. I was in the office about 8 o'clock every morning. I was the only one in the office just about at that time. And so I went in, and just to kind of listen to conversations, figure out kind of what's going on with this real estate business. What do people do during the day? How do they, because when you take your test and you get licensed, you learn a lot of good information about the nuts and bolts of real estate in terms of, definitions of terms and that kind of thing. But you really don't touch a contract. You don't understand how to talk to people and how to really build a real estate business in pre-license. That all comes later. So I started going into work every day, and things started to happen. I started talking to people, and everybody, when I would see anybody, because I had done a number of things up until I got my license, people would say, what are you doing? I didn't know you were selling real estate. And I thought, I'm going to fix that. So I got a couple of billboards, and having the last name Fitz, I kind of just played off that name. So the benefits of calling Carrie, stay calm and carry on. There were a lot of different ways that I used that last name, just playfully. And people responded really positively to my advertising, and I had fun doing it. I really liked doing it. So some billboards that I thought, well, I'll just keep them up for a couple of months just to get everybody on board with the fact that I'm selling real estate. I got people taking pictures of my billboards going over the bridge. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how are they doing that? But I got a lot of pictures of people driving over the bridge, taking photos of my billboards and sending them to me and telling me how much they liked them. But I was like, I'm not stopping this. So I still have a billboard on the bridge coming into downtown, and I love playing with those billboards. That's a lot of fun. But once I started doing that and people got to know that I was in real estate, it just started taking off. Well, anything that I do, I'm good for about 7 years, and then I kind of get bored with it, and I'm looking to do something else. Real estate, I've been in since 2014, so it's been almost 10 years. Next year will be 10 years. And what's kept me in it for as long as I have is I was selling real estate, and now I'm a broker owner of a real estate company. And so the change has been not just selling real estate, but growing agents' business, which I love to see new agents come in and be really successful. I really love that. It changes people's lives, and that's very rewarding. Then I also got my license to teach real estate, so I'm teaching some classes in real estate. I'm on the Tuscaloosa Association of Realtors board, and that I've learned a lot through that. I help with contracts and forms through the Alabama Association of Real Estate, so I've gone with the attorneys in Montgomery and helped work on the forms that realtors use every day, and that has been very interesting. I've gotten involved with a lot of leadership groups, Leadership AAR, Leadership Alabama, Leadership Tuscaloosa. I'm very involved with the Chamber of Commerce, with DCH Hospital Foundation Board, just a lot of community-based organizations, because the community, they're our clients, they're our customers, and so they're giving to my company, and I want to give back. they're the ones that support my business. And so I try to support this community in lots of different ways. I know that there are a lot of agents that just work a business and are just kind of, give to me, give to me, give to me. I'm just not like that. I like to give back, and have a partnership with this community, in which the community that I love and the community that I live in. So that's kind of where I am now. We have bought the Deering Swaim house downtown. We grew out of our office on the corner of 8th and 21st. And we moved over here and have been working on this historic Tuscaloosa landmark. We are actually going to open it up next year. We've done a few venues here, a few parties and meetings and that kind of thing, and actually a couple of weddings. Next year we are actually going to start having using it as a regular venue for people, so they can call and set up meetings for parties, and that is going to be part of this business. So even though this business started for me as just being a real estate salesperson, I have been able to use that to go into a lot of other directions. I don't see myself, whether I'm selling real estate in 10 years or not, ever giving up my license. For anybody who has taken the pre-license course or the test, they understand that that's not nothing. And so I'll never give that up, but I really do love this community. I love selling real estate and all of the real estate related opportunities that come with that. I appreciate it. We'll be in Tuscaloosa forever. My husband has lived here all his life, and the generations before him. So we'll always be in Tuscaloosa, and this is where my children were born and raised. And so I appreciate all the support. Thanks for listening, and keep calm and carry on.